Okay. Hi, Grandmaster Hefner. We just watched The Medallion, starring Jackie Chan, for our assignment for Third Dons.
Yep.
And I will tell you straight up, it was very confusing.
Especially at the end.
Yeah, the ending. The main plot of the movie was that, if I have this correct, there was a medallion.
Yeah.
There's a legend that every 1,000 years there was a kid that would take these two pieces of the medallion and put them together. Yep. And when you have them together, you can have immortality, super strength, basically become Superman. And so Jackie Chan's character was the good guy, and he was Eddie
something or other, yeah.
Okay, Eddie with the last name.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily know the last name, but it didn't matter. His name was Eddie, and he was just a regular policeman who was trying to take care of this boy who had the medallion.
It's like a kidnapped boy, because they were trying to kidnap the boy so the bad guy could have the medallion, so he could become immortal.
That guy must have been British or something?
I don't know. There were a lot of British people in Hong Kong. It was a little weird.
Yeah, there was a lot of British people. Bad guy who wanted to be immortal. So anyways, Jackie Chan's character, Eddie, somehow or one or another died at some point, and the boy brought him back to life.
Mm-hmm.
With the medallion.
And then Jackie Chan acquires all of these superpowers, like super speed and super strength, and the ability to jump really high.
Yeah.
And at that point, the movie just really started going downhill really quickly.
There was a lot of cheesy stunt fighting. There was a lot of cheesy things, like he would, brush off a door and it would break. And
it was like fly off the car. Like he tried to open a car door and it shot off. It was weird.
And then we had the bad guys actually got to the boy, kidnapped him,
put the medallion pieces together.
The medallion pieces together, and the main bad guy became immortal or whatnot, super strong, fast, all that awesome stuff. And so he became immortal as well. And so we have these two guys fighting each other, Jackie Chan's character and
the British dude.
The name we don't know right now.
I don't think he was ever named in the movie.
You might be absolutely correct.
He was part of Secret Snake. Was the
that was the Secret Snakes or something like that.
It was G.I. Joe.
Right.
It was the Cobra.
Well, anyways, later on with Eddie, the police officer, he brings his friends.
Yeah, from Interpol.
Watson and Interpol, which is
Watson and then his girlfriend.
Yeah, his girlfriend.
Who was also an Interpol agent.
Yeah. And they find the bad guys, they fight them off, and then this is where it gets really confusing.
This is how they kill the main bad guy. They kill
the main bad guy by throwing a medallion at him.
He javelin throws it into his chest
big old stick.
With it was like a horn of some animal. And
I don't know what it was.
Throws it into his chest, and the kid's like, the medallion can give life and take it away. And as soon as he is struck with this medallion in the chest, it explodes out the back, and this giant fish and this snake come out of him and envelop him, and they kill him and fuse him into the medallion. And now he is forever fused into this medallion of power, and Jackie Chan now holds both halves. And he runs away at super speed with his girlfriend, who now also has super speed because she was also brought back.
She died again. She died as well. So, needless to say, this is a very confusing movie.
No, but that's not even the best part. And then the kid, at the end of the movie, this little kid without any superpowers just randomly walks into this time vortex that he forms around himself and moves on to the next universe, and it's the weirdest thing.
And then the Jackie Chan's character and his girlfriend start running off into a green screen, and it's so obvious.
Super speed, and it's just green screening behind
of a tunnel or something.
And they look like they're jogging Baywatch style in slow motion.
So, sir, if you have an hour and a half or 2 hours, was it 2 hours?
It's a 2-hour movie.
2 hours. You should. it's definitely not worth your time, but you should watch it anyways, just because.
It's one of those movies that it might be so bad that it's good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it wasn't horrible. Let's talk about the actual martial arts at the beginning.
Pre-Medallion.
Yeah, pre-Medallion. Before the Medallion stuff got in there, there was some good fighting.
Good fight scenes,
because you could believe it. But the thing is, there was a lot of kicks to the chest, if you notice that. And I'm wondering,
there were some deadly kicks to the chest.
Was he going to the chest or the solar plexus? And because I mean, come on, you got groin or nose or something up here or lower, but instead he went right to the middle, and I thought that was kind of interesting.
Well, I mean, I figure like I said, I think it's good for stunt fighting if you can kick to the chest, because it doesn't look bad unless you know anything about karate, and if it's easier, it's a bigger target, you can get closer to it without really having to worry about really hurting your partner, because if you're gonna kick that close to someone's chest, if you hit them, it's not that big of a deal, because you're just hitting them in the chest, but it looks good. So.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. He normally wouldn't knock anyone out by kicking him there. He would then flip around, do like a sometimes I saw a hook kick, spin hook kick, and he would kick him in the face or something like that. And there was a lot of kicking.
There was a lot of kicks to the face.
And there was some punches, there were some hand techniques, a few of ridge hands or something like that.
There was a lot of sticky hands looking things.
Exactly, and they were all blocked. And it was interesting to see. It was a good form to see that people were not, or at least the bad guys were better at fighting with hands than with feet. They wouldn't be able to block it. And so it's an interesting concept that even in movies you can't block kicks as well. Maybe that's a.
And whenever they did block the kicks, if you notice, they always blocked it with their shins. I was like, that would hurt.
Yeah.
But they were just like, oh no, just. Checked it with my foot.
Yeah. Well, near the end of the movie, when we had this whole Medallion stuff, there was fighting, but
it was super powered fighting. Everyone had super strength, so he would and just fingers on the chest or whatever, and the guy flew back through a concrete wall, and that wasn't really believable.
One threw a chain at each other, and they were pulling the chain. You remember that? They were pulling the chain.
I didn't understand the thing with the chain. I'm sure it was symbolic somehow, but
They had such great strength that they pulled the chain apart, but there was glowing. There was
this glowing chain of power, and they were pulling on it. The Jackie Chan and the bad guy.
So it was a confusing movie, but I hope that this does fit the criteria, because
there was definitely a lot of karate.
There was martial arts in it, and it was good stunt fighting.
Yeah.
At the beginning.
Before superpowers were introduced, and it's Jackie Chan, so he's a skilled martial artist. He does his own
what
stunts.
He was doing.
So.
Yeah,
and you could kind of tell that he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
The other thing that really surprised me was there were all these normal characters, and then whenever it came down to it, they all were master black belts or whatever, and we're flipping and doing all this stuff.
Right. Well,
and,
the girlfriend knew stuff too.
And then that guy's wife just randomly was like, "Oh, I got a riot shield in the closet." They never explained that.
Okay, so let's back up here. No, that's a good point. Okay, so we got Eddie, and then Eddie Chang. I think Eddie Chang is his last name.
Yeah, Chang was his last name.
Eddie Chang. And his friend Watson was an Interpol policeman.
Yeah, he was his partner. Yeah.
Now, his family didn't know that he was Interpol. And so
they thought he was a librarian.
The comedy there is that he was a librarian, and he didn't know his own wife knew karate, knew some form of taekwondo, and didn't know that she had guns.
She had an arsenal hidden in her cleaning closet.
Exactly.
So they're at their house and they're being attacked.
They're at their house because they're being attacked because Eddie Chang. There was a time where the bad guys were trying to get the other half of the medallion. Now we're gonna just confuse them.
Yeah, no. But, anyways, the guy's house is being attacked for one reason or another, and they're pinned down and they're oh, we're gonna get got, and then she's like, no, go into the cleaning closet. And she busts out the backpack panel of a cleaning closet and has like a full-on riot shield.
Yeah.
And like shotguns and like pistols, and they like shoot their way out of the mess.
They have a boy
through the cleaning closet.
Yeah, they have a boy.
And
do you remember that?
Yeah, and they like put him into a crawl space, and they never explain it.
Well, it's
Ever.
great. It's great because the
dad, and they're like, this is normal.
Well, no. That was what was funny. Watson put his kid in a corner, gave him a shield and said, "All right, son, you do know that guns are really bad.
Guns
you should never
bad.
use them." and the son was like, "Yeah, I get it, Dad," and just pulls the shield towards him.
Yeah. No,
so.
it was. But they never explained like the wife having any of that stuff. Like, where do you get a riot shield?
I had expected that possibly to happen, but I thought that was going to happen earlier in the movie and it's going to be a bigger part of it. But never happened.
You'd think that they'd explain it at least. Like, that was just never explained. It was just like that. It happened, and we're just gonna roll with it.
It happened. That's exactly what happened.
I don't know, but what did you think of the movie as a whole? Would you say you liked it?
I liked the stunt fighting. All right, but there was.
It would be a movie that I would watch for the stunt fighting, but not for the plot.
You know, I appreciated that there was no weird yells and stuff. Jackie Chan, from my perspective, didn't give karate a bad name.
Yeah.
However, the whole idea that this whole medallion, this whole ancient legend stuff, only mixes with karate gives us a bad name for that reason. Do you see what I'm saying? You wouldn't see this movie with just guns in America.
I think it was an American movie. It was definitely an American movie.
Yeah, but
so Americanized.
It was pictured out in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
So to me, that's stereotypical, and I didn't,
Okay, yeah. I mean, it was a little stereotypical. Yeah.
But overall, it was a little more serious than I've seen clips of other movies, of other karate movies.
Yeah.
So yeah. But that whole, it was pretty.
Would you recommend it to
if you want to waste 2 hours of your life, go ahead, have some fun. Pull out a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos.
Cool Ranch Doritos,
and just watch it.
No, I would say that if you were looking for a karate movie with a great plot, with no plot holes, this is a waste of your time. But if you're looking for nice fight scenes with, like, I don't know, some cool... There were some cool special effects. Then go ahead.
Yeah.
I'd say that I would recommend this movie to you.
Yeah. Good luck. Thank you. Thank you,
Master.